What's up, Dragon Brood? Today we have a pretty interesting situation. There's a deck I haven't actually played, even though it's been around since, I guess, Core Set 2021. And I had a couple people in my chat, and I think someone in my Discord mentioned it last week. And I was like, you know what? Maybe we'll come around to this. And then, as it turns out, another creator, dev over at Strictly Better MTG, had actually played something like this recently. So I used Dev for some inspiration along with another deck I'd already built and kind of mashed the two together and came up with this mono black Turgid Underworld Dreams list. I don't know what you call it. It's crazy, but it's actually pretty fun. So let's go look at the list and let's go get into some games. Okay, starting at the top, we are playing Blood Chief's Thirst just as a cheap way to remove things. You have to be able to keep up with these early creatures in some of these aggro matchups, especially when you're talking about like the Winota list and Mono White, stuff like that. You got to be able to kill the early creatures. And this lets us do it pretty easy and efficiently, but it also is not dead against stuff like Ultimatum lists where you can use it to kill planeswalkers and stuff late in the game. For Agonizing Remorse. And I really debated on what I wanted this card to be, and it was almost Duress, but then I actually decided no, I actually want it to be Agonizing Remorse because sometimes you want to be able to take the Winota out of their hand. You know, and then against non-creature decks, this is actually still very useful as well, so just got to be the choice. Then we're playing 3 Heartless Axe as one of our removal choices. Playing 1 Sanctum of Stone Fangs. It's alright. It's alright. 3 Murderous Rider, and this does a lot of double duty in this list, right? We're kind of being picky about what we're using for removal, and this lets us kill any creature or any planeswalker without stipulation, and that's kind of a really big deal. I mean, I guess there's a stipulation where you lose 2 life, but as far as which creature you can kill, this leaves it kind of wide open, and this is going to be really good to have for several games. Then, of course, we're playing Underworld Dreams because, well, that's one of the reasons we wanted to play this deck. So, Underworld Dreams. And then this is something Dev actually played in his list was Dog's Pursuit. And I'd been kind of looking at this card, and a lot of people always kind of say like play Revenge of Ravens and whatever, but you know, Revenge of Ravens doesn't do anything in the slower matchups. Or if your opponent is just coming through with 1 or 2 big creatures, they're still going to ultimately get you with it. But the Dog Pursuit at least is still doing damage every single turn, whether anything's happening or not. So decided to go ahead and play a full set of 4, and we're just going to see what happens. Then we're playing 3 Extinction Event because having an awesome sweeper is always good. There's 1 Hagra Mauling. It's kind of a bonus land, sort of removal. Couldn't really just make up my mind what I wanted to be there. Then we have Liliana, Waker of the Dead. This is more just a cleanup / finisher type card for the deck. Then we have 4 Skull Raid, just as additional discard, and a way to draw stuff later. We have Shadow's Verdict, just for 1. 2 Turgid, God of Fright. Now, and I want to say this about Turgid. In most situations, we're going to be playing Turgid's Lantern, and that's going to kind of assist us as a finisher because if the opponent's already losing life to a bunch of different things, they're not actually going to want to lose life to Turgid's Lantern also. Then we're playing a couple of Professor Onyx because, well, it's a removal card, but the Magecraft on this is relevant since we're playing mostly spells. And then we have 3 Peer into the Abyss because if we get this, this is like a cleanup card, takes care of business late in the game. Then 4 Castle Locthwain, 16 Swamp, and 3 Crawling Barrens. Now, also I want to clear up, because, you know, sometimes when we're making these videos, we assume that everybody knows everything. But if you're new and you don't really know, you can play Peer into the Abyss, which target player draws cards equal to half the number of cards in their library and loses half their life. You round up for each of those things. However, if you have that with Underworld Dreams, then every card is also going to deal a damage. So even if they're at 20 life, usually you can get them to draw 18 to 20 cards. They lose half their life. They go to 10. They draw the cards. They lose a life for all the stuff because Underworld Dreams out and then they're dead. So, yeah, you know, not so bad. Not so bad. It's a neat combo. It's slow, obviously, because Peer into the Abyss costs 7, but seems reasonable. Now, I did opt to play a couple of Crawling Barrens, and this is actually a little questionable because you do want to be able to hit 3 mana to play your Underworld, 3 black mana to play Underworld Dreams. Same thing with Peer in the Abyss. But I figured there's only 3, and this gives us another way to close the clock so we don't have to sit there and wait for our combo, we'll call it, to go off. It gives us some other options that we can win with. So I'm pretty good with that. But with that being said, remember, after the games you can catch up with me because I do have some updates to this list, and we'll have a card spotlight for you as usual. Oh boy, playing against Yorion with pretty much nothing to do, so we're mulligan. That's better. Don't hate this as much. Wouldn't mind destroying a whole series of agonizing remorses here, truthfully. Alright, get rid of that. Alright, let's see what the opponent's up to. I don't know what's about to happen here. Literally zero clue. I mean, because the problem with this hand is I almost feel like we kind of want to just play Murderous Rider as a creature, but we know they actually have removal, so meh. Unless they're playing some weird version of Yorion, which sometimes that happens. Alright, let's see what they got. Huh. So they have Cultivate, Valky, Gargaroth. I mean, if we get the Valky, we kind of get a free pass on a Murderous Rider. I mean, they're going to top deck removal because that's our luck, but like, what do you do? I mean, and the real choice is I probably should just take Cultivate, but I'm playing with fire. Wow. Really? I would have much rather taken that out of the opponent's hand. Jeez. Okay, then. Guess the good news is we'll Dogged Pursuits. We'll attack for 2. They'll probably play Gargaroth. We get to kill a Gargaroth. Problem is, will also be a mana short of being able to Ultimatum after that. So what are we going to do? Also, if we'd had a different removal on hand, I would have gladly taken the Cultivate and let them have the Valky. But I guess I should have, since I had more removal. So that would have made more sense anyway, in all reality. Would have definitely been smarter. Alright. Opponent's going to go to 6 mana. Because they already have it in hand. So they already have access to 7. They just have to find their big cards here. Alright, there's a Gargaroth. We will hit the Gargaroth with the Murder, or the Heartless Act, because Murderous Rider can at least kill a Planeswalker if the opponent goes and gets one here. Which isn't great, but it's an option. Assuming they have Ultimatum. Nope, they don't. Okay, not too bad. No Ultimatum, no Binding. Okay, let's attack first, because if they have something to kill the Murderous Rider, we'll see that. Alright, they don't. We will play this. And get a... it could just be a negate. Mystical Dispute. Alright, fair. Alright, we have another Murderous Rider we set on here to get rid of their Yorion. Unfortunately, we can't use the Extinction event because... odd. I mean, if this is another negate, though... or, I mean, another Mystical Dispute... good, I mean, a negate's also equally good, though. Ooh... I kind of want to cast Turgid's Lantern. Don't think we can, though. I'm assuming if it wasn't... oh, it wasn't that. Then what was it? Weird. Well, now I'm intrigued. Binding. Okay. It's reasonable, I suppose. I guess it's kind of good that came out before we played our Turgid's Lantern. I mean, the problem is the first thing they're going to get rid of, though, is the Saga, right? Oh, what I wouldn't have given for one more land. What do we do here? I mean, I feel like Turgid's Lantern is the choice. If we're wrong, we're wrong. I mean, they can get rid of Binding, I guess. Or they do still have Wolfwillow Haven. Either or, they don't need either one right now. Okay. And they're going to make a 2/2. I mean, I guess we could make them sacrifice that so they don't have something else better. Okay, cultivate. Okay. I do have a land in hand. I mean, do we want to use Heartless Act here? Part of me wants to just use Extinction Event, because we're not going to have many other opportunities. But then again, if we just use Turgid's Lantern twice, that's fine too, I guess. So let's do that. I mean, Remorse is nothing, because we know they just have a land. I mean, they'll get rid... Actually, hold on. What is cancel? Because we know they're going to get rid of the Binding. So we'll wait till they sacrifice that first. Alright. This card they have is a... I guess I should have put a stop, but like, I don't know. And we did gain a lot of life off the Murderous Rider in this dog pursuit, so we have time. Oh, they decided to hold on to that card, whatever it was. Interesting. Okay. Not sure what is it that you, like... You're not playing it. Oh, Seagate Restoration. Okay. So you just drew... Okay, that's a weird choice. But hey. I mean, you're at 3. You're going to discard and then give up the dog, right? So if that is an ultimatum, we get it out of their hand now. Nope, it was not. Okay. Omen of the Sea could help them find the card. And all we have is Heartless Act. Alright, they must have found what they needed here. Hours of Epiphany, alright, they get you another turn. Yeah. Respect it. Another Omen of the Sea. Hey, they're digging. Being at 2 is big here. Though I guess their problem, though, is they do play it. Their hand's now empty. We could Extinction Events. But now they have 2 permanents to sacrifice. So that's actually not bad for them. Though Dog Pursuit can get them in 2 turns, though. So it's a little bit weird. How do we do this? We really did not find land, did we? Alright, so we just have to survive next turn. Is basically what's going on. I guess we just Extinction Event? I mean, I don't know. They have a counter, they have a counter. What else are they going to do here? Okay, that's what it was. I mean, sacrifice an Omen of the Sea? Alright, this is it. They can scry once, see if they find what they need. Oh, they should have scried before they drew there. Because now they're just at the mercy of whatever that top card is. But we did this only getting the 4 mana, so yeah, alright. Alright, I'm going to be stubborn and keep. Don't think it's good, but 'tis what it is. Putting that in to just try to guarantee we hit 4 on 4. Oh, well. If I'd have known we had this much time and it was that scenario, and then we just drew our land anyway, so now we'd been better off having the Hagra Mauling. But now it is what it is. So we'll just see what happens here. Alright, cultivate it is. I guess this is some type of green-white enchantment base something or other. I don't truly know, so we're just going to pass. Scoot Swarm. Yes, I see. Well, we're going to try to kill a Scoot Swarm. Good news is we do have some sweepers that could be very important, so that's good for us. Downside is we have none in hand currently, so we're just going to have to do this the hard way. Alright, so we get a point. We can play another Dog Pursuit, followed by... Oh, that's a Banishing Light. Not a surprise, though. I figured that's the kind of deck they're playing. So that makes sense. Take our 1. Let's play that. Then the next turn, we can just leave Crawling Barrens up if we need to block. Hopefully there's not another Scoot Swarm and a land here. Because we don't have either of our sweepers in hand, which would be very important. Alright, there's a Cobra. Go to 20. Or do we just play Murderous Rider? That's a question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we'll pass. Oh, do they have a thing for our Crawling Barrens? I mean, I guess if it dies, it dies. Return of the Wild Speaker. Okay. Like I said, if it dies, it dies. I'm down with it. If that's how that gets used, I am okay with it. Like, no complaints. That could have been infinitely worse. Alright, just played the Underworld Dreams there to speed up the clock a little bit. Green Warden, sure. Let's see if we can draw an untapped land. So we can kill the Green Warden and play Turgrid's Lantern here. Oh, that would be nice, but don't think we want to risk the Green Warden doing anything crazy to us. Actually, you know what? Let's go with this first. We're at enough life. We don't have to run the Murderous Rider out there. Plus, even with Turgid's Lantern, the opponent has like a billion things they can sacrifice out there right now. Ooh, that's not good. Alright, we need an extinction event pretty bad. We might end up playing Turgid's Lantern just to start setting up draws. Though Turgid as a blocker as a 4/5 isn't the worst thing. I do dig what the opponent was doing there, though, and playing Oh, okay. Opponent's at 13. Maybe this can work still. Yeah, I went in and just played Turgid instead of the Lantern, because, like, they'd have a million things to sacrifice, so we're not gaining anything. If Turgid dies in combat, it's preventing him at least 5 damage, so that's okay. And, like, we can live with that. I'm assuming there's another one, so we'll just block Max. Oh, there's not. Oh, that is random. I genuinely assumed there was going to be another. Okay, we'll play this. And we'll pass. So now we can block and gain a little bit. We can draw a card and lose 1. And that would be... or lose 2. That's still okay. We're not quite in dangerous death territory yet. And if we can find one of our sweepers, we can just put the game away. So it could be worth it. And we just need survive 3 more turns. And if we desperately need life, we could throw the Murderous Rider recklessly into combat, you know? Alright, I'm gonna go to 9, knowing we're at 10, effectively, from the dog pursuit. That does not allow us to do anything. So that didn't work out very well. Alright, we pass. Alright, opponent goes down to 7. Now be aware, we do have a pretty big Crawling Barrens. Unfortunately, this is going to give the opponent a ton of options. Alright, I can respond. Killing the Green Warden. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing we can do. If you have the land to put into play, you have the land put into play. I guess you can return it? Oh, they had another. Ugh. Gross. Yeah, that's a thing. I think we're dead. Unless their sweeper's just on top, I think we're dead. Yeah, good news is we can block the 2 big ones. We'll take the action. We'll resolve. I'm trying to think, hey, if there's a way we can win here. Like, what is our out? I'm going to put a stop during our upkeep. Alright. So we can... oh, we're going to take a... well, we can block, though. So we're still kind of okay. Alright. Okay. Turgid can't effectively block anything. Oh, what's the most we can do here? Alright, let's crack this. Get a land. We can turn Crawling Barrens into a creature. We can block. We could double block to kill one of the 6/6s. I don't know if that's relevant. One, 2, 3, 4. That would still leave us 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, actually it wouldn't. I'm still debating if I want to block with that. So if we draw, that leaves us 4, but we have a land in hand, so that's 5. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I'm actually just going to block here like this. Because if we get extinction events, we're going to call even anyway, and then like we have to keep Tergrid, right? So we draw. Actually, cancel that. We'll just draw normally, because it doesn't change anything if it's the top card or not. Oh, oh, that's big. I forgot about that being in the deck. Yep. Wow. Wow. So lucky. Alright, definitely not keeping this. This one we will keep. Put that pier back in there. We'll go try to find that later. Alright, so we have a few things we can do over the first couple of turns, so don't hate this. Alright, let's see what rogues you want to flash in here. Oh, it's not that. Okay, that's cool. You can test the talents. I don't mind. We do have a full set of Agonizing Remorses, so they can go get all of those. I have a feeling this is going to be a long, boring Magic deck against blue-black control. No, it's not. Let's go ahead and kill that. Or maybe it is. Because they might still play Brazen Borrowers, so that's not a real indicator. Alright, let's try a Dog Pursuit. Probably gets countered. Oh, it didn't get countered. That instantly resolved. So if they have something that doesn't counter, maybe they have, well, no, that it's not negate. Maybe it's just Essence Scatters? I mean, I guess we gotta try, right? If that resolves. Oh, they must have just found the counter. Nope. That's not it either.
Address me as Queen of the Dead, please.
I mean, I'll discard this till I know what's going on.
We're doing things my way.
All right. Ooh, they're just taking the big chunks of damage. They want cards bad to deal with our stuff. They must be looking to cast something. I'm debating if I want to do this. I mean, in a way, I guess we go ahead and do this, because if it is a removal card, they're not going to be using their castles here, which is actually to our advantage. And if they do, then they do. Because they use a black mana, they can't activate castle if they tap. Exactly. So they can't effectively use either castle, which is nice. So that works out. Now we just have to hope they didn't keep, like, something simple, like an Eliminate. Alright.
Sorry for your loss.
We're going to find out. I mean, if it's an Eliminate, it's an Eliminate. It is not an Eliminate. Okay. Well, we're looking pretty good so far against Dimir Control. Oh, they found a Blood Chief Stirs.
Fine.
Boo.
I can see I'm not wanted.
Though, this is going to speed up the clock anyway, though. All right. I mean, I guess. I mean, if you have it, you have it. What else are we going to do? I mean, we still have Sanctum afterwards anyway, so sure. Okay, Drowning Lock works. Don't hate it. I mean, we'll just try to attack with our other creature next turn. Oh, did they find a counter for that too? Oh, how gross. How gross. Alright, well, I guess we'll Skull Raid. And then we can just, if we draw a land, we can just cast Murderous Rider and just let the opponent do what they're going to do. Alright, Shark Typhooned into a 5/5. Oh, well, that didn't really work out now, did it? Though Turgid's Lantern is kind of nice here. I don't hate that. Though if they're attacking, like, they're basically saying they have an answer for this. So I say we just do this. And then say, great, show us what you got. I mean, you can keep the shark or not. Don't care. Then you just sack a shark. Oh, I guess you get a card at least. You can discard the card. And that kind of sort of makes sense, I guess. I'm just going to play a Murderous Rider. I mean, you're not attacking. You're at 2. We can activate Turgid's Lantern twice. Yeah, that doesn't kill us. Lantern? Another Shark Typhoon. Wow. Wow, what were the odds? Alright, and then we untap. And we activate Lantern. And then we're going to untap and we're going to activate Lantern. And the opponent goes to 1 and we pass. No attacks. Don't think they have an out here. Professor Onyx, you can't activate it.
That's
Yeah.
Professor. Sorry, you don't make the grade.
Yep. Doesn't really do anything. Alright, so there you have it. I finally did it. Alright. This is a quirky deck, quirky combo, but you know, people are into it. I still see it on the ladder like once or twice a month. People are playing with it. It was just finally my turn. Now, as for updates, I will say this. We're going to go ahead and cut 1 Skull Raid, and we're going to cut 1 Peer into the Abyss, and I'm going to add 2 Elspeth's Nightmares. Partly because the Skull Raid is fine, but it doesn't necessarily fit the flow of what we're doing sometimes since we already have Agonizing Remorse. And then additionally, we don't really need 3 Peer into the Abyss. You don't want to draw it early. Every time we drew it early, it was like mulliganing to 6 anyway. So we might as well just not even have that extra copy and kind of reduce the odds of that happening. And then we want to add the Elspeth's Nightmares because it's good against, well, it's at least useful against every deck, right? We can kill early creatures with it. We can get all types of stuff out of the opponent's hands, especially against ultimatum decks and whatnot. And then a few weird decks that actually are playing out of the graveyard with like Croxas and I guess Luris, and we can just remove the graveyards. So it's a pretty flexible card that seems like it's worth adding to the list, and then we'll just see how things go from there. Now, as for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Krosan Beast. And I want to say something about the Krosan Beast, actually. This card, the reason I bring it up is that it's a card that looks like a bulk rare, right? That you couldn't get more 7, 8, 10 cents from a dealer or a vendor or whatever trading it in. But actually, this card hasn't been a bulk rare since all the way back around like 2013, 2012. And you know, it's been like $1.50 ever since, and recently has gone up, I think, into like the $5 range. So this card has been peaking up since about 2018, and this is a card that totally on the surface looks like a bulk rare card, and it's totally not. So this is one where I just kind of want to point out a card that you might not have known it was something, but hey, and to be honest, it actually works in some decks. So if you can fill up your graveyard, you want a big 8/8 for 4 mana, here's a cool card for you that you may not even know existed. Don't forget, if you want today's deck list, it will be down in the description below, as well as links for a bunch of stuff if you want to come follow my streams, or you want to come join us in the Discord and get some deck help, or if you're shopping on TCGPlayer or Amazon, please use the 2 links we have there. Doesn't change anything, but if you do any shopping within 24 hours of using that URL, I'll get a small kickback here in the channel and you'll be helping me out. Otherwise, I have to ask, if you'd be so kind, please hit that like button, then the subscribe button, then the notification bell. Just click, 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 and that'll help me out. It'll help this video get seen by more people. It'll let me know you appreciate what I'm doing, and it lets you be notified every time I have a video up. But otherwise, that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.